यशोधनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जना यमुनातीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा प्रभुपदा श्रील प्रभुपदा ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् अष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतीरुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 19, and Text 3 onwards. The text 3 goes like this. अद्यैव राज्यं बलं वृद्धकोशं प्राकोर्पितब्रह्मकुलनलो मे दाहत्व अभद्रस्य पुनर्न मे भूत् पापीयसी द्विजदेव गोप्यः. Translation purport by Even Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Translation. I am uncivilized and sinful due to my neglect of Brahminical culture, God consciousness, and cow protection. Therefore, I wish that my kingdom, strength, and riches burn up immediately by the fire of Brahmana's wrath, so that in the future I may not be guided by such inauspicious attitudes. Purport. Progressive human civilization is based on Brahmanical culture, God consciousness, and protection of cows. All economic development of the state by the trade, commerce, agriculture, industries must be fully utilized in relation to the above principles. Otherwise, all so-called economic development become a source of degradation. Cow protection means feeding the Brahminical culture, which leads towards God consciousness. That thus perfection of human civilization is achieved. The age of Kali aims at the killing higher principle of life. And although Maharaj Parikshit strongly resisted that domination of the personality of Kali within the world, the influence of the age of Kali came at an opportune moment, and even a strong king like Maharaj Parikshit was induced to disregard their Brahminical culture due to a slight provocation of hunger and thirst. Maharaja Parikshit lamented that accidental incident, and he desired that all his kingdoms, strength, accumulation of wealth would be burned up for not being engaged in Brahminical culture, etc. Where wealth and strength are not engaged in the advancement of Brahminical culture, God consciousness, and cow protection, the state and home are surely doomed by providence. If we want peace and prosperity in the world, we should take lessons from this verse. Every state and every home must be endeavored to advance the cause of Brahminical culture for self-purification. God consciousness for self-realization, and cow protection for getting sufficient milk and the best food to continue a perfect civilization. Om Ajnanatimiraندस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कथा मह्यं दधाति स्वपदान्तिकम् नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna everyone. I hope I am audible to everyone.
Yes, Prabhu.
So in this text, what we are observing is very important for the modern civilization, and we can get it three important information from this text. One is Parikshit Maharaj's mood, and Parikshit Maharaj thought about Brahmana, and Parikshit Maharaj thought about the cows. So anyway, the series we are following from the 18th chapter, that after the curse by Shringi, the son of Sainika Rishi, and he is returned back to his kingdom. While coming back to kingdom, Parikshit Maharaj is undergoing so many self-analysis. So many self-analysis. If you see, maybe this was discussed in the initial stage also. Parikshit Maharaj named after his guna. Everybody should have the name after their guna. That is what those days they will name the person. So you see, if you examine Parikshit Maharaj's name, this Parikshit. So Parik means always examine, always examine about the things. Why this is happening? Why is this? Why not? Like that is always in the introspective mode of examining things happening in and around him. That's what our Vaishnava Acharyas in different angles they say that he's always in examination about where is God, where is Krishna, how can I understand that absolute truth. Like that, he started searching that only. So because of that examining mode, he got the name called Parikshit. So always in his mind, he examines about these things. He's always self-introspective person. That is what he named after Parikshit Maharaj. So in this context, we just see Parikshit Maharaj is again doing his self-examination or self-analysis is going on. Why I did that? It should not be happened. Last two slokas of this same 19th chapter, it says that only. Why I did that? It's very bad thing I did it. I don't know. My mind is uh, completely into Maya, so that only I have just behaved like this. And otherwise, I should not. I should be focused on my business. I always uh, concentrated on being as a Vaishnava behavior. All these things is just deliberating while coming, return back to his kingdom. So what we can learn in this text, in the line of this 19th chapter, is the important information. Bhaktivinoda Maharaj always says that Parikshit Maharaj moments in our life, Parikshit moments of love, he says. So we have so many Parikshit Maharaj moments in our life also. So how it is, you see, when we do mistakes, it is okay. It is human nature. Commit to do mistakes. It is our human defects. Out of four defects, it's one of defects that tend to do mistakes. Human being is tend to do mistakes. But after done everything done, we should not leave that mistake as it is. We should deliberate on it. Why I did it, where the mistake starts, from what mode I did it. So if I want to don't repeat in the future, what I can do, all these things we have to think it, introspect it. So that's what many of our time are ruined by or dominated by the mind concoction, the mental concoction, Prabhupada is mental concoction. So when this mode of us always dominating our intelligence, our spirit, our ego, then we will not get any clear picture of what is happening in and around us. So we devotees, what we have to learn from Parikshit Maharaj in this text is we have to go to the intellectual platform and think why it happened. If I want to not repeat this, what I can do in the future. These things it really matters for a civilized person. These things is important for a civilized person. If not, then we are just uncivilized idiots. We are very simple, foolish people like cats and dogs. Because the human being is separated or distinguished by how much you are using your intelligence. That is what is right, what is wrong. If I do this, it is favorable for my Krishna consciousness, it's favorable for somebody, I can do it. But whereas the animals platform, they don't think those things. They always think about eating, mating, sleeping, defending. We have to go beyond one step and think about this in the feasible platform of Varnashrama Dharma. So that's what Prabhupada says. Varnashrama Dharma only separates human being from the animal kingdom. When you follow Varnashrama Dharma, then you are a human being. He's not telling you are a devotee. It's not that only if you follow rules and regulations, you become a devotee. No, you become a human being. That good characteristic human being you can become. Devotee are not very far distance, actually. So we should understand this very carefully. How Parikshit Maharaj giving the moment of traveling his time. So many of the time devotees told, and after that I also inspired to take. Whenever we travel, we should keep ourselves, give time for ourselves. When we are traveling, we should not engage with any other things and only focus what is happening in my life, how it is going on. Like that, you have to introspect, deliberate it, and you can take Prabhupada books, carry Prabhupada books. Otherwise, phone is there anyway. You can open Prabhupada books and we can read it. When you read the intellectual, the intelligent portion of ours, it will be triggered. So when we are in the acting in the platform of intelligence, then we can think what is happening around in and around us. We can have a correct judgment, correct decision on our future, our own progress in spiritual life or material life, anything. But we should be always in the intellectual platform, not in the mind platform, not in the ego platform. So intellectual platform which is nourished by our shastras. This thing should happen. If not, then we are in the ignorant mode only. We will act on mind platform only. We will act on ego platform. If we are not feeding our intelligence with the uh, light of Shastra. So this has to be done. So Parikshit Maharaj is doing while traveling back to this thing, he's just deliberating. Okay, why it is happening? So this is wrong actually. What I did is very, very bad thing. So he's just realizing that I did a mistake. So what can I do for this? out of. I got the curse, okay, but he is not sitting in that stage also. That is also one more Parikshit moment. If he did a mistake, he just not feel guilty. I settled in that same platform. He just deliberating. He just deliberating what is happening, what I can do for coming out of this um situation and atonement for this situation and solution for this situation. So he's in that mode. He's not stuck in that, wow, I did mistake, I feel guilty. No, you should come up. You have to elevate from the platform of that stage. And he's just worried about Brahminical culture, God consciousness, and cow protection. So these three things is deliberating. You see, the intellectual people, they don't think about themselves alone. They think about the welfare of the society, welfare of the community, welfare of the whole world. That is what distinguished from us to Parikshit Maharaj, the great soul, right? So here, see, he's just thinking, I just behave like an uncivilized fellow, and due to my neglect of this Brahminical culture, for the moment, he's a Brahmana, Saimika Rishi is a great sage come Brahmana. How can I insult him? How can I neglect that Brahminical culture? And that moment, I just missed my God consciousness. Simply, I just did it out of my own mental concoction. This is not correct in one way. Like that, he's just thinking. And those days, cow means it's a Lakshmi. Cow is a wealth. There is a go Raksha Mahatmya something like Go Raksha Mahatmya. In that it's mentioned the glories of cow. And if you go for I searched some of the text from the Veda based Rig Veda is mentioned about go protection. Atharva Veda even is telling Atharva Veda is clearly telling cow is our wealth for anybody. So if cow is there, you will get all the sukriti, all the wealth. Then in terms of money, in terms of good health, in terms of peace of mind, everything. If you maintain cows, you will get it. So then Karuna Upanishad or Gopala Tapani Upanishad, I just searched. So in that it's mentioned if you keep dogs, in your house, dogs will think that I am the owner of this place. So nobody should enter in this place. This is my place. If somebody enters, I'll bark at them and I'll send them off. So the dog feel that I'm the owner of this place. And the cat, if you see, cat is like that. Cat only thinks I am the king of this whole place. Everybody should serve. So dog has little loyalty at least. If you feed the dog, it shows loyalty. But cat is not like that. Cat is so cunning. Whatever the comfort cat needs, that only it takes from the owner. Cat feels that I'm a king. So it is mentioned in Egyptian scriptures, maybe. There it's mentioned it is a queen of the Patalaloka. If you see some Garuda Purana, there is a cat-faced people to do some seva for the conditions. So they do all this punishments. Cat-headed people. So it is matches with the Egyptian thing. So why I'm saying is the domestic animal, so-called domestic animal, if you say these things like that. If you keep birds in their say cage, it actually curses us. If you keep fishes in the tank, that is also you. I am just freely slide all over the this thing, and I freely swim in the whole big pond or lake or ocean. You bought me in small tub with this thing, and you put it inside. So I'm struggling. So I'll curse you. You will also be narrow-minded. Something these animals will curse. It is mentioned in Gopala Tapani Upanishads. It's very beautiful when I search for this sloka, why cow protection is Prabhupada also speaking in purport and Parikshit Maharaj also speaking uh, by traveling this. why it is coming, what is the connection. So in that it's mentioned, cow is the only animal will think the good and welfare of the owners, who is protecting the cows, like who is keeping the cows in the home, even though it is tied by them and keeping inside a separate place. And since they're doing some feeding me and taking care of me, so they will be all good blessings. Cow will give this to uh, the home, the housemates. The only one animal does this. So cow thinks about others, but other animal thinks about themselves. So we have to think whether we are having cow mentality or other animals mentality. So it's all many informations in the one text we can derive it. So if you see in that text, Krishna likes this brahmanas and cows. Go brahmana hitaya cha. Krishna is saying, Namo Brahmanya Deva. He is a Devada of brahmanas. He likes brahmanas. He just hita, giving, is pleasing to cows and brahmins, the real brahmanas. So why it is mentioned? Because these two category people, cow and Brahman, they don't think for themselves alone. They do things for the welfare of the whole world. That is what inspired by Bhuma Devi to take the form of cow in the Kali Purusha we see, and at the same time in the initial of the this thing, cow, Bhuma Devi, Mother Earth, took a cow form and going back to Brahma and just asking for his solution. In the earth, so many sinful activities happening. Please protect like that. So the cow is such thing. It always thinks for others. And Brahmins really they worry about the whole world. How I can elevate these people, and they won't think about themselves. They don't think about themselves. So Brahminical standards means they are tend to serve the whole world. They don't think much about themselves. Always do some sacrifice, yajna and homa for shanti, to peace for the world, and getting good auspiciousness for this world, getting rains for the kingdom. Always thinks about that one. They do yajna for others without getting any payment those days. Nowadays, everything is modernized and everything become a business, commercial. Those days, whatever the dakshina they're getting out of the love, the other category of people they donate, like Kshatriya, Vaishyas, and Sudras, they do help, small help according to their level. They get it all these things and they read Shastra and do yajna and help the thing purify the whole land, whole world by being is their presence. That's what Prabhupada mentioned. So whole where wealth and strength are not engaged in the advancement of Brahminical culture, God civilization, God consciousness and home protection, that state or home surely doomed by the providence. So they will not get any prosperity, peace in the whole world if they are not using their strength and wealth for the advancement of Brahminical culture and God consciousness and progress. Prabhupada writing very strongly. So why I'm saying this is cow is such an animal and Brahmins need to sacrifice. So for that they need ghee. So ghee from where? From cow's milk. So it is all interconnected. Our life is so interconnected with the cow. Now it is cow is just keeping kept for only getting milk. So we are doing violence, milk, and getting this thing, artificial insemination. So many other things are going on here and there. But actually, cow means you have to keep it in your house. The cow has to meditate on the housemates, and housemates will take care of the cow, and it gives proper space for the cows and take care very nicely with a clean, proper thing. And they worship cows, they worship Tulsi, they worship Brahmana, and feed the Brahmanas. The life is very peace and prosperity those days, the Vedic time. So now everything is changed, especially Bangalore. It's very looks like it's impossible. But to the extent we can try to do when we have go to temple, we have Goshala, we can give something for the cow protection. We can give some things to Brahmanas, or we can teach the Brahmanas. Likewise, we can implement a little bit how much we can do it in this current age and current place, time, circumstance. We have to do to get Shukurti. When we get Shukurti only, we can, our progress in Krishna consciousness will be gradual. Otherwise, it is ups and downs only. So, you have to think this is very careful. That's what I covered Brahmanical culture and co-protection, then God consciousness. So, uncivilized and sinful due to neglect of Brahmanical culture and God consciousness. Parishit is thinking like that. So, the moment we forget Krishna, the moment we forget Krishna, whole thing will be under control of Maya. So, Maya, how it operates through our ego, which is dominated by bad thoughts and self desire, self motto, and my mind, which is not uncontrolled, which is uncontrolled. With that, Maya operates. So, because of this, our consciousness will be diluted slowly, gradually, and one time we will become a Nastikavad. So, we always very be careful for not being God conscious. Always think of Krishna, never forget Krishna. That is our Acharya's slogan. You can say Gaudiya Vaishnava's tagline. Always remember Krishna and don't forget Krishna. Never forget. So this has to be done all the time by doing our sadhana, siddhanta, sadachara, and seva, chanting Hare Krishna, following originating principles, doing some devotional service in the presence of devotees association, eating prasadam, having association with devotees, and always engage us with this to be in God consciousness. Otherwise, even Parikshit Maharaj can do this thing. Insert the Brahmana, because of that he got a curse. That curse become a beautiful blessings for us. That is we discussed more, so that's what I don't want to touch that. So our Lord is for the cows. There is no other religion. The Lord for the cows. That is our Krishna. And the Lord for agriculture is Balram, Haladeva. He's always keeping Hala. So we have Krishna and Balarama only focus on this. And Krishna is focused on cows and Brahmins. And Balaram is for agriculture. So these things are very important. He's Lord of agriculture. Krishna is Lord of cows and Lord of Brahmins. So it's very beautiful when you think all these things. It gives so much inspiration to be a simple sadhu, live a simple life to achieve the highest perfection, the goal of life, which is God consciousness. Hare Krishna. Right? Srimad Bhagavatam ki. Right? Srila Prabhupada ki. Right? If you have any question, comment, go ahead.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Dandavat Pranam. Thank you for coming back to Bengaluru from Rajabhumi. I hope you also had a wonderful time. Wonderful